Okay. Always, I think I have everything set up. And then I go live and I don't. I wrote and performed the music in the background, so screw copyright. Please also don't mind the large platinum carbon black, which was an exploding pen. Further, please ignore the noise in the background. I cannot control what has been a quiet house for the entire afternoon, and now suddenly everybody wants to talk. So, hopefully my background noise covers that, but I've got some Goulet Pen Company to open, and then I'm going to swatch it in the book. And of course I forgot my swatcher. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's unbox. I'm very excited. There's 2 items in here. I told myself after the last one that I would not be getting any more pens, but this was a special edition and it popped up just a couple days after I had decided that my last shipment was going to be the end of it. So remove that. I don't know why they put my real name and address on everything multiple times here, but Goulet, great company. I am not sponsored by them. I don't really do this content, so I don't expect them to sponsor me necessarily, but is there a market for fountain pens and chatting? Made in Germany, the Lamy, kind of a shiny box, and the Edison Premier, along with a sticker. There's probably a sucker somewhere in here. Oh. Today's flavor is banana Tootsie Pop. Oh, wow. I just went live and already we've got a bot. That's the right one. Crazy. I need to put this there. Yeah. That way I can look. Our packer today was Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. What even is this thing? Oh, how to install parts on a fountain pen. Cool. Let me double check. Yep. Only 2 things today. Short stream, maybe. Unless someone comes in and asks questions. For those of you who've seen Lamy, already know what this looks like. But we're going to pop this 50 ml out. Shows you to wipe off your pen with the toilet paper roll. It's got a little It's got a little bump in the bottom of the inkwell there so that you can fill your pen a little more, and voila, our toilet paper cleaner roll. Everybody calls it the toilet paper roll. The inkwell and Lamy itself, I can see a green sheen actually inside the glass there. And this is a sheening ink, so it is very high maintenance, I guess. I put a sampler in one of my pens. Obviously this doesn't have that color in it anymore, but I had a sampler in a different pen and it clogged up the feed. I did not understand what was going on. So there's the box. I don't keep the boxes. We've got our Lamy right there. Move that out of the way. Now here is our box. The sleeve is nothing special. Edison Premiere 2025, limited edition Papillion Light. Ooh. Edison logo on the box. Turn it around for y'all. Oop, there it is. Like a light bulb with a pen tip. And now let's... Ho ho ho! That's gorgeous. Okay. We'll get to the pen in a second. What is this? A sticker. They gave me a sticker for... I don't know why everybody does stickers. Is this a journaling thing? Some of y'all can answer me later. Okay, this is a Christmas ornament, it looks like. It's metal. Oh no, it's a bookmark. It's a bookmark with, this is actually useful. I'm gonna pop this open. Yeah, it's a very, very thin metal bookmark. If it were any thicker, it would be sharp. I'm sure if I rubbed my finger along the edge, it would cut eventually. It actually looks like a blade on the inside too. Fairly sharp, yeah. Keep away from kids. It looks like it clips on the edge of the page pretty nicely. We'll see how long it lasts. The metal is really thin. Really, really thin. And then we've got a regular bookmark. Some of their pen designs in the past. It says Brian and Andrea Gray at Edison Pens, made in Ohio. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for making such a nice looking pen. If you ever happen to come across. So let's get to the pen. And what's kind of odd is this little strap here is normally over the pen. I fingerprinted it up already. This is very light and very gorgeous. I don't know how much of the pink is coming through, not much. So the pink here is much more vibrant than what you're seeing. And there's some tortoiseshell green, some blues. Maybe if I move, yeah, it's a little easier to see there. Put it in front. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, that's smooth. This is my first Edison. For some reason, I always look down the cap to see. This is quite nice. Rounded, almost bullet-shaped end there. It does not match up perfectly. Not a big deal to me. It was made out of two different pieces, it looks like, instead of one piece that was cut. And who knows? I don't know anything about making these pens. I think I got a broad nib. I think this is a broad. Very nice feeling ebonite feed. It's very smooth. You can see it's a gradual curve up to the tip. Threads feel nice. Again, a mismatch between the grip and the body, but it's not a huge deal, I don't think. To me, anyway. To somebody, it's going to be a huge deal. Ooh, that's a long turn. And there's our converter. You see if this twists as well? No. Okay, so this is an international converter. Not too shabby. Pretty normal in there. You just kind of press it in and it seals. Again, a rounded tip on the back. I wonder if it posts. It posts, but not securely, we'll say. Yeah, but I didn't get this pen to post it. I actually got this pen to write unposted because it looked like it was going to be big enough. And let me show you. I really like, oh, the Conklin's a little bigger, I think. This is a Conklin 1898. That is one of my desk pens in a stub, 1.1 stub. Currently have it inked with Deep Field by Colorverse Deep Field. I don't know if I did. I guess I can check and see if I did Colorverse Deep Field or if I did not. But I usually keep two pens on my desk, one of which is thinner and one of which is signature. What I'm calling signature is like stub, broad. I do alternate and take them to work as well. I am, as far as I'm aware, allowed to write in funky colors of ink. Now, sometimes there is a little hidden panel. It does not feel like this comes out. I think somewhere on here, there it is. Let's see. 2025 limited edition Edison Premier. This is not numbered as far as I can tell, but I think only 200 were made. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink it. As you can see, this is my not so great matte. We're going to ink it with this Lamy Dark Lilac. Ooh. That is a strong dark color. Okay. Now that is good enough for me. I don't go for a totally full fill because I've got so many fountain pens that it starts to dry out inside the pen. So, yeah. It's kind of interesting that the ink has sort of stained the resin already. Maybe I can just delicately give it a little swipe along the edge here. Yeah, the main thing is we want to get it out of that. All right, inked up. It's looking a little squirrely in there. Okay, yeah, the ink is moving. But we should be all set to try writing something. So let me make sure this is secure. I'm going to put it over here somewhere. That's good for now. If anybody's interested, I'll show you the inks over there. Reapply this. It's a long turn. Actually, it's barely noticeable, I think, the added purple in there. Okay. We'll try a Nemesign notepad. So this is Edison. Ooh, it's smooth. Pre is with an I. I cannot stream and spell at the same time. P-R-E. I-E. Papillion. Whew. Still a little messy on the end. Gonna see if I can't get a little better without completely draining all of the ink. Okay. Yeah, it's just a little messy on the tip, but I guess that doesn't really matter. Now that's a good one. It goes one full turn to uncap. Fantastic. I really wish I had better color. What if I turn that off? Nope. I am sorry you won't get to see all of these intricate little colors in here. Maybe I should have had the camera down here. Okay, now that I've got that. Yeah, it's got a little tinge of the green. It's been like 30 seconds. Did I just ink my entire... No, I did not. Okay, so that was there before. Interesting. Let's see if I can get this to focus. You can kind of sort of see the green sheen. It's not very strong on this particular one. I really like the feel. Let me write something else, my goodness. It is so wet. Oh my goodness. How to describe it? Oh, it's already stained. You can see the green on the feed. Oh my goodness. I really hope it doesn't dry out. But this pen is so wet. Oh goodness gracious, it is. It's on an ice skate, folks. I really like this so far. Great shading on this ink, by the way. Let me try upside down. I might have to put a thicker ink in it. Like, the flow is crazy. Yeah, you can see the reflection on how wet that crossed T is. Still, like, it is crazy good. I bet you I could put sparkle inks in here. Sparkle inks and heavy sheeners. Of course, this is a heavy sheening ink to me. The Lamy Dark Lilac. So, let me pull it back out. We are going to toss the sleeve. Oh, Papillion Light. It's actually got An extra word in the title. I should know this. Yeah, if I were to say top 100% of things I prefer in a pen is just enough tooth from the paper that it does not feel like it's melting ice on an ice rink. You know that feeling? Like when you're trying to skate on it and it's super, super slick because there's just a little layer of like water over, good gracious, little layer of water over the top. I can't believe it's actually like sheening on my thumb. Do you see the green? That is crazy. And maybe in a day or two, hopefully it doesn't dry out, but maybe enough of it will slow down the flow that it'll write a little more manageably. But for me, I'm not used to, how would we say? I have a Pilot E95 medium nib, and it writes a lot like this, but this is a broad. Like, I have a feeling if I touch this to the paper, how much of that? Okay, we're down to there already. Now granted, oops. Yeah, right there is the top of that. Granted, we lost a bit with the tissue I was dabbing this with. Those threads are great, and the stop is very positive, very positive. Like, I 100% know when I'm at the end and it doesn't like keep spinning and clicking. Quality. Same there. Twisted it. It's very firm in there. It's not over tightening. That's huge. Worth $200, I think, compared to a lot of the others, like, should I call them out? Opus 88. Bruh. The threads on the Opus 88 are not great. Anyway, we are doing a thing here. I need to get a tissue. Please give me just a moment. A tissue. Right. Is that dry? It's dry. Okay. Whew. Now both of my thumbs are inked, and this one's sheening green. Nemesign is alright. I don't think I'm going to be getting more of their paper, though. I like Rhodia better, personally. Personally, don't take it personally, but personally, I like Rhodia a little better. Clairefontaine, I like, which is, I guess, Rhodia uses Clairefontaine paper, or paper produced in the area of Clairefontaine. So it makes sense that I would like Rhodia and Clairefontaine. I'm not saying Nemesign is bad, I'm just saying it's a little thin for my preference. And this particular notepad, I don't think there's enough space. Of course, this is an A7 or whatever. It's very, very small. Generally, I like something a little more like this. So you can see there the comparison. There's just an extra like ½ an inch on each side. But I like this binding rather than Staples. Okay, that goes there. This, toss it over there. Very picky. Very picky. But that's why I'm in fountain pens, is because I'm picky about my writing instruments. Okay, so we've got the color swatch book, Diamine, Organic Studio, Noodlers, Sailor, Colorverse, Noodlers, Diamine, Lamy. I'm gonna put it here. You know, let's check. Let's check and make sure I got everything. Maybe I'll swab a couple more. Who knows? There's so many. Let's put this over here. Okay, well, first off, we've got Monteverde Midnight Black, and that's this one. Next, we have Lamy Turquoise, which is this one. Next, we have Noodler's Bay State Blue, which has already stained one of my transparent demonstrators, and hopefully I can get it out. But I bought a 3-ounce bottle because I thought I would go through ink faster than I'm actually going through ink. Next is Noodler's North African Violet, which I also did not know was a heavy stainer. And I have stained the other transparent demonstrator that I had with the North African Violet. We have Organic Studio Nitrogen. Yep. Which has somewhat clogged a flat calligraphy pen that I was using. I think that one was a Sailor too. Then we have Diamine Sherwood is here, which ended up being kind of plain. Like, I like dark green, but it wasn't saturated enough of a color. Back. Next, Diamine Syrah. And there's the Diamine Syrah. I love the Diamine Syrah a lot, but I've only inked it once. Go figure. We will use more of that later. Lamy Green. Lamy Green. Folks, let me tell you, I really appreciate Lamy ink. Their pens I don't really like. Aesthetically, they're okay, but like the tri-grip, not my thing. Maybe your thing. Maybe your thing. I keep looking down instead of looking at you. I swear I've streamed before. Diamine Appletini is this fancy one. Look at how cool that thing is. Love it. I have this inked actually in this one. Look at that pretty green color. And yes, this TWSBI, I haven't used it very much, but it's already almost gone because the last ink I had in here, Bay State Blue, I think the stain is coming out. I think it is. But I did not want to just let this one sit, because I do like TWSBI. It's got a little too much tooth on the paper, I think. This is an extra fine, so that has something to do with it, I'm sure. Noodler's Southwest Sunset is here. And I've been informed that this one from Noodler's is not a heavy stainer. This is my only favorite orange color so far. Get that back. Next we have Colorverse Iris Nebula. There it is. I have this one inked. You can see the glisten in the bottom there. You really gotta shake that thing to get the ink to suspend, and then there's a bunch of air bubbles in there, and then it starts to settle out already. Yeah. I love the gray though, when it flows. It doesn't flow very well all the time. The bottle reminds me of a Q as well. Platinum Carbon Black. I guess I did do that one. I got this one for a... Is it Osprey pens? Osprey? Osprey pens Zebra G, and it still leaks all over the place. So I think there's something wrong with one of the seals, or I was supposed to apply lithium grease and I didn't. It's not very clear what the issue is, only that it's leaking out between the nib, the grip, and the feed. So I got to do something about that. But I do like how black this is. It's a very, very black matte ink, and I would like to ink it up at some point. Next we have Colorverse Extreme Deep Field, which is a very lovely bicolor ink, I'll call it, because it is both red and blue, and comes out, well, it's tealish blue, teal leaning blue, or dark teal. It could be either. It's difficult to tell because you're never really sure if the letter you're going to write is going to be red or dark teal, or a combination of the two, or faded in between with some kind of deep desaturated purple. But it doesn't seem to have glitter or sheen, which is nice, because that means it's very easy on the pens and it still has a cool effect, and I would actually love to buy more of these. Maybe more of this particular one, but definitely more bicolor that just kind of swirl and mix, and you're like, what color is going to come out next? I don't know. And that's the fun of it, because both colors are fantastic, and together they are even more fantastic. So we got the Colorverse there. Sailor Manyo Haha is this one. I do have this one inked in something. Sailor ink smells funny, but it's very lubricating, I guess. And one of their inks, a brown ink, is supposedly good at removing stains from other inks, like Noodlers, from your transparent pens. So definitely something to think about. And then we have Sailor Manyo Azuki, which is right now one of my favorite inks. This is so understated. I can pull this up for you and show you a bit. But you see, it doesn't look all that impressive. It does shade pretty well from, oh my goodness, there it goes. It shades very well, and there's only one color. Like Manyo Haha has a pink and a light tealish blue, but Manyo Azuki is just that pinkish, reddish, brownish. But on the page it looks fantastic, and it shades like crazy. Okay, so Azuki I do not have, or I do have, but I do not have these two, I think. Oh no, there it is. NGC 1850 has a red sheen and sparkle, and is a dark tealish blue. So I do have this one. This one is from the Diamine Ink Vent calendar from last year. It's called Good Tidings. I believe this was their black theme, so it was black. And so I have 2 inks, and I believe I have 2 ink spots. I should have gotten some water while I was up. I do, on the first page. So I will have a total of 18 bottled inks. I only do these for bottles of ink, so I know I'm gonna have them for a while. Is this a 30 mil? Yeah. And it's supposed to extreme sheen gold. So like a black with gold. I need a cup of water for the pen. Be right back. This is a kind of nice ambience. I haven't listened to this one for a long time. A long time, folks. Okay. So we're going to diamine Good Tidings first. In traditional fashion. Good Tidings, yes. Okay, so it's a dark greenish, tealish, and supposedly sheens gold. Might sheen a different color. Find out in a bit. Okay. It's turning bluish in the bottom and greenish on top, so maybe it's a bluish greenish. But it definitely looks black from here. We're going to make sure there is a lot of ink down. Maybe one more. A little swab around. Okay. Make sure we get that firmly. We can put it up. Now we reverse. Come on. I screwed on the Lamy too tight. Oh, I should have shook it up. Yeah. I don't know if sheen settles like glitter settles. very, very dark, very deep purple here. Okay. And then I need to dip. Very purple. Love it. I love the base shade of this. I actually like the base shade more than I like the sheen. By a long shot, actually. Okay. Are we good? Just make sure. As we're letting this dry. Okay. By the way, this is a J. Urbine glass pen. It's one of their $30 models in the US. $30. Just twisted glass. There's a light pink filament inside, which looks white to the camera. Just trust that it is very, very pale pink, because I do not have any pink pens, nor will I probably own any. So I was like, you know what, I'll have a pink glass pen. And I really like this thing, but the tip is a bit scratchy right now. I'm sure it will wear down over time, so I'm not sanding it or anything. But it's like an extra fine right out of the box. Okay, I can put the Lamy back. Put this back. Yeah. If I were swabbing samples, I have all of these samples, some of which are repeats of colors I already have, but most of which are new, and I'm not sure that I would like most of them. There is some moisture coming out of some of them. I may give them a shake in a bit, but I like to use a syringe to get these out and fill up whatever for the pens. I just built that shelf behind me right before I started streaming. I finally get some stuff off the floor, but I've got keyboards, I've got other stuff, I've got art supplies on the floor too, so maybe I should have gotten a much larger shelf, but at least I've got some of it organized now. I guess technically I could put at least this one up. And then put some keyboards in this slot. Oh. Yeah. And when I say keyboards, I mean keyboards. Oh, that one's not gonna fit. That is unfortunate. If I put my art supplies in here. And my microphones. they make a little more sense. Anyway, I can fiddle with that in a bit. All right. They're both sheening green right now. So here's the Lamy Dark Lilac. Looks like very green lac. And we have our Diamond Good Tidings, which I guess it's golder, yellow sheen. Yeah. Maybe the Lamy Dark Lilac I should have let settle a little bit, because that is very strong. Very, very strong. Let me try, since we've got a little time. On the Rhodia dot pad. I also don't like this binding with the Rhodia. I do like that they made marks along the edge of that outer shell. Okay. You still doing all right? No leakage? It's very, very difficult to see if it's leaking or not. Slick. Eesh. Helps if I put the cap the correct direction. Nice. Bruh. I can't wait to use this some more. How does it feel here? The Conklin is heavier. Conklin is a little bit larger around, but it also looks a little shorter, maybe. Let's uncap and find out. Yeah, so if I bump, oh, it's very close. The Edison is a little bit longer. The grip is a little shorter, but the threads go further this way. So all along without the nib, it's a little longer there. Good night. That is so green now. It has sheened like crazy. I hope it doesn't clog. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, the Edison I also do not cap, but it's a little thicker. And sometimes it has a little trouble getting started. Colorverse. This is the deep field. If you were curious, we have lilac on top. We have deep field on the bottom. You can tell that they're different colors and that the deep field is darker, but on the camera, it does not look that remarkable. If I can get the light to quit reflecting off. There we go. You can kind of see it in the verse and in the bottom of the D in deep. The bottom of the D is a deep red and the top is a teal. The verse, the V, is teal. The E and the R have little splotches of dark, and then the S and second E are dark, deep red. And then field, it looks like it's alternating red and teal and red and teal and red and teal. Smooth. The colorverse there. It is. I mean, both of these are very wet riders as far as it goes. What's up, by the way, Shot Caterpillar on Twitch? I almost said the wrong platform. Yeah, but this bottom section, if I can freaking, maybe if I turn the light down. Oops, that's not the right one. That one. Oh, that's a lot better, isn't it? Maybe I can turn it down a little more. Does it? No, that's the farthest down it goes. So we have dark lilac on top, and we have colorverse deep field on bottom. I like the dark lilac without as much sheen, actually. Again, I prefer the deep purple color of the base of the dark lilac. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, so you can see the yellowish sheen on the diamine and the, let's see if I can catch the light with that. The green sheen over here on the dark lilac. It does not look lilac at all, does it? It looks green. Yeah. I guess I should have left a little thin section, but whatever. We're good with it. Let's turn this back up one. Yeah. Awesome. I've got dark lilac stains all over my hands now. It's probably about time to call it, but yeah. Once again, the Edison. Once again, the wonderful green sheen of the ink. It is a nice color, yeah. It's a very nice color. And this is a nice color. Maybe if I... Oh, yeah. Yeah, now you can see. Okay, so there's the pink standing out. You can see more of the teal blue down here. Kind of a greenish, pearlish color in there. Yeah. You know, I'm happy I got this one. Happy I got it. Edison logo. If I can line it up properly. Nope. right next to... There it is. It's not going to focus, is it? Edison logo. Please believe me, it's there. Yeah. I have a feeling these two are going to be my desk pens for a while. They're really comfortable to write with, and they're both very wet. This one, of course, it's got the deep field in it, so maybe I should shake it before I use it. And this one, I'm not sure if I should shake it on the sheen or not. Do you know, Shot Caterpillar, if the ink has sheening in it, are you supposed to shake it like you do with, say, something with glitter? Or does it matter? I guess I could look that up later if we don't know the answer, but I'm wondering at the moment. This is a Twisby Eco with Diamine Appletini. Yep. It's coming along. Very, very light green. It is not focusing today, is it? I need a camera with manual focus, I think. It's also not coming through very well. Oof. It's okay. Alright. Let's get rid of this. Again, the Edison box. There's the Edison logo. In your face. It's a great logo, as far as logos go. Thank you for joining me. I will be back another time with some form of content. Maybe ASMR, maybe game, maybe pen. Alright, I hear my name being called as well. So I will catch y'all later.